Hey, everybody, welcome to Greatest Golfer. I am Todd Franco, Greatest Guru, joined by three spectacular golfers. Well, two, and my pal Sean Pregabon.
Always nice to be included with an asterisk.
The asterisk, that is Sean. Sean, welcome to tonight's show. Glad to have you, pal.
Hey, you're looking better than normal on a golf course there, Mr. Franco. Well done.
I thought I'd put on a collar for you special guys. And
I love
Nate,
the fire.
thanks for joining us as well. And JP, thanks for joining us.
Sure thing.
You're welcome.
So for the benefit of folks watching this, all three of you are late clubbers. All three of you were with me on a golf trip in Florida. Nate, a legend in the Open Division. JP, a winner in 3 to 6, with the whole 3 to 6 division cheering you on to Open this summer.
Yeah, I'm a little healthier this year, so hopefully that's the case.
Nate, do you think a guy like JP is welcome in the Open Division of Greatest Golfer?
Absolutely. And I can think of a few people that are infamous for playing in a division maybe they shouldn't have. So might be that guy.
Thanks, buddy.
JP does have a greatest title, but I will attest that his scores that year in the 3 to 6 were spot on. And then last year, I think did you make Sunday, JP, in 3 to 6?
I was tied for the lead, then I had a little accident at my lake club. So
You therefore have to be a future story for me when I get yelled at by people who say, once you get to Sunday, all the late clubbers have an advantage. And I'm going to say, talk to that guy over there.
right.
What do you think about Sean Pregabon joining Greatest this year, possibly?
It's a shame if he doesn't.
Should you tell him about the rookie initiation pledging that happens the first year of Greatest?
That's why I signed up. I wanted the hazing.
Well, thanks for joining tonight. Thanks for your enthusiasm for Greatest, both JP and Nate as longtime Greatest enthusiasts, and Sean with this new surge in energy. Thrilled to have you join us, both as a player and even helping out this year with the trophies and manning and graving.
No sweat. Glad to be a part of it. I know Carrie's wanted to be a part of it from her father way back when we started the Mill Creek Juniors Golf League at Mill Creek Park. That's how actually she got started in golfing.
The three of you survived a few days in Florida with me. That's a test of wills for anybody. But some great things happened down on the Florida trip. And I'm staring at a video that's kind of the premise of today, because I learned so much from all you guys, but especially when JP and Nate get going on their golf nerdy stuff. Happened to capture this video of Nate and his golf swing. And just about everyone says it's one of the coolest golf swings going. So I thought it'd be cool for guys like me in that 10, 12, 14, 16 handicap range. And what's a perfect golf swing? Nate, what have you been told about your golf swing as I share screen? Tell me about your golf swing and how you've come to it. And
A few things that come to mind: effortless power, super efficient. It's just over the years been inconsistent. I think you actually got this video on the first tee. To me, it looks good. It might be a little sloppy, but happy to break it down.
So let's watch it once. And then he's got, that's how good of a drive it was. He drops that hand like he's Clint Eastwood.
If I hit a good one, it's probably 270, 275. Right conditions, downwind, maybe 290, 300 yards is a long way. I think further than most guys think it is.
So JP, I guess just getting started, former golf professional, 3 to 6 champ, about to be Open player, season a guy like Nate swing.
So ball positioning with the driver should be always off your left heel for the most part. And you want to try the new philosophy is to hit up on the ball to launch it at a perfect angle. If you look at the shoulder tilt, it's in the same angle that you want to launch the ball. So his left shoulder is higher and his right shoulder is lower. You could see by just tilting, you're loading up more on your right side, which is going to cause you to push off, which is a new thing where you use the ground to push off and thrust your hips to hit the ball further. So even if at 3/4 there, you can see how straight his left arm, his extension. So part of that distance and power for Nate's age is how far he extends and makes a big arc on his backswing.
Yeah, and I've always had, just naturally, I always had a long swing and then pretty high hands. Once it gets to the top, you'll see my hands are pretty far above the top of my head, as opposed to most guys on tour. They're more over their shoulder, which is why they get paid to play and I don't. But
And he's
And,
loading up on his back hip, right?
correct. And if you look right back there, so, or even at that point, his hand cock or hand set is probably a little later.
So getting back that far, it's all turned in the waist.
No, it's a little more flexibility in your shoulders than anything. As I gotten older, close to 60, my swing has gotten shorter,
Yeah.
but I still believe that I have the wrist and the hip action. So, but if I could get to where Nate is, I think I can get it out there a little further than I do. So
Sean, when I hear all these things and all the muscle breakdowns and turn breakdowns, I don't know about you, but to me it sounds Greek. I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
As we were going through this, I think what I was doing while Nate was on the tee box and you were filming this, I think I was on the card on my playlist, getting to song number 4 and having a fresh cocktail.
All right, so this is the top of Nate's swing. Nate, did you used to go further and get past parallel? How'd you come up that this is where you stopped?
So real quick, I would just interject.
This isn't a court trial. No need to interject. Just say what you
No,
want to say.
I just want to say, Franco,
All right.
it doesn't matter your ability. Just make sure you look good doing it.
Is that it?
Correct.
I feel like I could help a lot more people with that aspect than I can the golf swing. But back to your question, I played in college.
You do come with some nice threads.
hey, can I interject on that? All right, my philosophy is I dress down, and so that way they don't know my ability. Like, oh, this guy can't golf well. So
Are you calling that sandbagger apparel?
yes, correct. That would be a good name to start
Right.
a. Here we go, Shark
There we
Tank.
go. Write it down. Write it down.
So Nate, is this where your golf swing's always been?
No, so when I played golf at Mount Union College, and I'm a chronic hooker my whole life. So as a means to try to control that, probably my senior year in college, I made a mental note to shorten up my backswing just to try to get some more control.
All right, so let's bring this swing down. Help me out here.
So if you hear a lot about the new squat down, and if you look, his lead hip does a small bump and then opens up and he squats down. That's part of that getting your weight down into the ground to do the thrust to push off. So back again, that leads to Nate being able to hit the ball so far, with you think, which is a shorter swing, but a lot of stuff that he's doing helps through the follow through and the distance. So
one of the things I like about golf swings is the guys who do finish like this. I think that's like the classic. Kerry needs this golf trophy, Sean, by the way. If the golf trophy doesn't finish like this, we're sending Nate in to model.
Oh, we got it.
What is it about this finishing pose that gets guys to this point versus doesn't get guys to this point? But more, and also, does it make a better golf swing? Finishes have really nothing to do, right, with the actual quality of the drive.
no, that's not true. What do you say, Nate?
Everyone's finish is a little different. I mean, you look at somebody like Arnie and I mean, everyone does a different way. I think the things that are important are like what you talked about, JP. You've got really, my opinion, 4 parts of the golf swing. So your takeaway, where you are at the top, where you are on the way down, and impact.
Correct.
And then what happens after impact, it's just whatever your body can do or whatever you're used to doing. But those 4 parts, if you're into watching your golf swing, that's what I would be looking at.
Once you go through Nate's follow through, what is a big issue and chronic with a lot of higher handicaps at impact, there's a few pros that break down their left arm. And this is something that I talked to you about, Todd. And probably 80% of the lessons that I do is your right hip stops and your left hip stops. And then your arms continue and causes your left arm to break down at impact. If you look at Nate's finish, his right knee kisses his left knee and he clears his hip a lot, which is something that probably 80% of the players don't do enough. and that causes a lot of slices or pulls.
All right, let's take a look at Nate in another way. Nate against Big John.
Oh gosh.
I pulled this clip up.
Frank, are you saying I'm headed this way in life?
No.
Of course.
Hey, but since I'm there and past it, it's not that bad of a life, pal. I noticed that Nate's hands are going straight back almost.
Yeah, his club's starting to work more towards the inside, which
Is that what
you'll
it's
see
called?
in a minute. That's why his club angle and his hands are probably going to be lower than mine, I would guess.
So what's the difference in distance because of this backswing versus is he getting 20 more yards just because of this turn?
The biggest thing is, in general, if you take the club back farther most of the time, you're making a bigger circle or bigger arc, so you can gain more speed. So if you look at Nate compared to John Daly, it's almost like he's making his club longer and got a bigger arc. So, but that you better have good timing and good hands.
Nate, based on this pose right here, who do you think gets to the ball first?
I feel like I have to, just given the distance, but I'll be curious.
I was stunned when I put this together to realize that he's going to get to the ball first.
Well, my club head speed is also like 80 miles an hour, so that.
All right. So I was asking you, JP. It seems it's his hands. Nate does this full circle with his hands, his turn, where JD kind of yanks down almost immediately.
And for most amateurs, to be honest with you, that's not a thought process that you want to try to teach amateurs.
So into this, like through the downswing here, and we talked about this in Florida, Franco. When JD's hands are by his shoulder, that angle in the club between his hands and the club is super acute, like really, really tight.
Correct.
So when they come through with timing, they can kill the ball. Sergio Garcia is another one that creates a ton of lag.
So
and that's
when you say lag, that's the hinge.
Yeah, that's that angle. Yeah, that angle between your left arm in this video, your left arm and the club. So mine's like maybe 90,
right,
85 degrees. JD's is like, 45, 50 degrees.
Correct. And it'd be like a whip. If you cracking a whip, the more you have a angle or whatever, you're gonna make a louder crack.
Especially at my age, 54, what are some things that are still trainable to do? Can I increase my hinge and my lag, or should I just, do I want to try and improve it, or just live with, instead of hitting 150, I'm just going to start hitting 170 into the greens because I've lost 20 yards?
My opinion is figure out what you can control. Yeah. A lot of higher handicappers have 3, 4, 5, 10, Derek Maddox case, 20 swing thoughts. When I'm hitting it really good, and I would bet that, Brandon or Jonah or Joey, pick anybody in the open, when you're hitting it really well, we might be thinking about one idea or one thought or one feeling. Don't put too many wrenches in the gear, so to speak. Looking at these two swings, a guy on tour that hits it a long way that has a short swing is JB Holmes. And what JP was saying earlier, and what Bryson's doing, and what a lot of the guys are doing now, is it's all about the speed. Club head speed is paramount. That's how guys are hitting at 330, 340, 350 yards. Club head speed and ball speed is what's driving the distance chase right now.
And that can be generated whether your backswing is stopping at yours, Nate's, or it's going back to John Daly's.
Right.
All right. So
Yeah,
here's our boy Sean.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, look at this one. All right. So I didn't have the privilege of having Sean with a driver in his hand.
This looks like a short iron on the par 5, number 16.
Correct.
Hey, Franco, I think that's your house in the background.
Yeah, it is. Please don't tell folks. I don't want to have stalkers.
JP, as you know, we've been working on that for about 1.5 years now, trying to shorten it a little bit. And maybe not even shorten it is the word, but try not to come over the top. So I'm trying to flatten out my left wrist so I can get it bowed a little at the top. And of course, I'm not doing it here. but I'm good to a certain point. And then once I get extended over my head, I kind of lose it. And then the loop comes in, which leads to my my inconsistencies.
Do you remember how close you hit that shot? I'm going to say over 30 feet.
Yeah, I think I nuked that one. It was a great shot, though. It was one of those better than sex ones, you know.
What's
And
important?
the pose at the end. Notice the pose is the most important part of this golf swing season.
How important is it in golf to have a swing and a finishing position like your hero? Because if you hold this up against Freddie Couples, I believe Sean is a dead ringer for Freddie Couples right here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I see a lot. The way the club drops on the shoulder, kind of, I don't care that I hit it close, but I just hit it close, nonchalance.
Sean, how long did it take you to get the Freddie Couples down?
You know, I just watch Freddie. I watch Ernie a lot, and their tempo, just, you know, watching them hit golf balls. I've been fortunate to go to a lot of tournaments and watch them. Just, you know, I started, I guess, emulating the tempo first. And what I really didn't get to, because I played so much golf back then, and now I just try and use the same golf swing and kick it around, at the timing of it all and the handwork, and you better be playing a lot because it's all timing.
Does it help your swing to have Freddie Couples as a screensaver on your phone?
All the time. In fact, many guys have pre-shot routines and they find a target line. I just look at my phone and the picture of me and Freddie, and then I hit the ball.
Hey, JP, is it important to drop the hand like Nate does? Just does this say, I am a badass swinger, get the hell out of my way?
Yeah, correct.
That
Almost.
says it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
It-
Just hook the ball. Trying not to throw up.
I think he was like Jordan Spieth. He was yelling to one of you guys that was playing with him, pick the tee up. That's how good he hit it.
You go get that. You go get
Yeah,
that.
come get that.
Franco, I'm more curious. I mean, curious minds want to know, what do I need to do to make sure that I'm beating the best in the valley and I'm holding the trophy on Sunday? I want to know what you think.
Here's my advice to both of you. I think you should try lefty.
Play it out. Oh, yeah. Hey, look at that with Nate. He swings the same way on the left side.
I think the world would be better if you all went lefty. That's what I think we should all consider. Come over to the good side of the ball, Nate. Look at that.
That's
You
incredible.
look just as good on the left side as you do on the right.
I've got more turn that way.
Yeah, Lake Club plays a hell of a lot better from the left side of the tee box. Nate, you asked how you can do better in greatest and how you can be a champ. I think this is it right here. Convert to
Before we go, too, I'd be remiss without mentioning this. You know, Franco can sandbag all he wants and hem-haw, and I'm just an average golfer. But we played member about 4 years ago. On 15, I saw my man hit driver 5-iron. Driver 5-iron on 15. So he can gas it when need be. So don't
he can move it.
Yeah, his nickname is Slapshot. I don't know if everyone knows that, but dude can sling a hockey puck like nobody's business, and it translates to his golf swing for sure. I would love to see, I want to call it right now, I want to see Todd Franco and Pluchinski have a long drive contest.
I would say if I get some arm extension coaching from JP as we've been doing, I would take that young buck on. Well, gentlemen, greatest the golf season's going. I hope your games have been great over the last few weeks in March. That's given us a chance to golf. I feel like a better golfer already. Listen to the three of you.
And Franco, what's the picture behind you, behind the Hogan bag?
So that is a picture of John Denver.
Is that John Denver? You're singing that.
There's a couple of choices. I got some nights I want to do Jim Morrison, Break On Through, and since the Florida trip, I've been inspired to have Grease even come up. You and Troy Burry doing your duet. You guys missed the duet of the century. Sean Pregabon and Troy Burry. I've got chills on that.
I got chills, they're multiplying. When I lose, take control. What a power. Try